But leaving the best till last, and I think the best news of the day so far. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gooner channel, a channel 100% dedicated to the Arsenal, who, as we all know, are by far the greatest team the world has ever seen. And it has been a fantastic couple of days for Arsenal fans. First of all, yesterday we found out that Man City had pulled out of the race for Declan Rice. We had our bid not quite accepted, but later on in the day, in fact, as we were live on air, it was confirmed that the deal has been agreed in principle, and now it's just formalities. Declan Rice will be playing for Arsenal. All of the haters that said Edu hadn't done a good enough job, that we'd done it wrong, that we'd gone about our business the wrong way, we have broken the British transfer record for a player who I personally think is a fantastic signing. We may have paid slightly more than anyone wanted to, but the important thing is this is a statement. This confirms that we are ready to go toe-to-toe with Man City to the best of our ability. They are, of course, the world's best team at the moment, but we're very serious. And this comes back to something that Stan Kroenke said when he was interviewed after the Denver Nuggets won the NBA, and he said about the signing of Jokic, who was their talisman player that helped them to win that. And he said, look, when you want something, you have to go after it. Now, he's, as a sports franchise owner, he's now won the Super Bowl, the Stanley Cup, and the NBA. The only thing left for him to do is win with the franchise, the Premier League. Now, it's a statement signing. I understand that Declan Rice is on $250,000 a week, which doesn't seem a lot, frankly. But it is a huge signing in terms of the fact that he chose Arsenal over other clubs he could have gone to. We know that there was significant interest in him from Manchester City. They apparently put a bid in. We know that Bayern Munich had been interested in taking him and were put off by the fact that he wanted to go to Arsenal. Newcastle said something similar, and while Manchester United are all over the place at the moment, but it's clear interest in Declan Rice all over the place. I think West Ham negotiated themselves the very best they could have done. But we, for the first time in so many years, are a club that is now ready to pay the money, get the player, bring him in nice and early in the transfer window. No one's kept us waiting to the very end. And it's just a feel-good everywhere. I did a poll recently. I've looked at various other polls, all saying the same thing. Did you feel like we got a good deal? It's roughly, I mean, you never get the Arsenal community. You're never going to agree 100% on anything. But it's about 75-25 in favour of we're glad we signed Declan Rice. And it just felt like a really good vibe yesterday. I know that there'd been a lot of nervousness about it. So to have it done, absolutely fantastic. But that deal isn't 100% confirmed yet. We haven't seen him in a shirt. We have, however, yesterday had confirmed that Kai Havertz is joining the club. Now, when I say it was confirmed yesterday, we've known this for what seems like ages. First of all, there are so many leaks about the interest, so many. He's obviously in Spain for the wedding of Risa Balaga. The first confirmed pictures of him in an Arsenal shirt were leaked, and then the video he did joining the Arsenal was leaked. And so he has written a letter, an open letter to Chelsea fans, apologising for the way that they would have found out. Frankly, I don't think that this is how Chelsea fans found out. We all found out well before the leaks. And what I've gleaned from Chelsea fans is they don't really care. There has been an on-off debate as to where exactly Kai Havertz is going to fit into the Arsenal team. We're doing a live cast later. I think this is going to come up in a conversation, but it looks very much like Arsenal.com have given the game away, because listed in the squad, Kai Havertz is a midfielder. So very much the speculation has been that he was convinced to come to Arsenal because he's being played in that 8 role, and that looks very much like what's going to happen. I can't wait to see how it turns out for him. It is a large amount of money. Obviously, it's been dwarfed by Declan Rice, but it is a huge amount of money. And so a bit of a gamble, to say the least. Of course, he hasn't had a good time at Chelsea in the 3 years, despite winning the Champions League and the World Club Cup. He's an Arsenal player now. So all the debate as to whether you want him or not, we get behind our players now, and I'm ready to cheer him on, see what happens in the pre-season, see if he plays in Germany or in the States, or where he plays, and how he plays. The other news today is, well, there were some bizarre links, I think, given that we've just spent 105 million on Declan Rice, kind of bizarre links that we might be in for around 80 million for Real Madrid player Tchouaméni. Now, Tchouaméni was only signed a year ago by Real Madrid. And reports are that they're asking for around 80 million. I know that before the end of the season, there was talk of him possibly being released for 60 million, which I think would be a bargain. He is an exceptionally good player. It's not clear to me that there's any truth to this at all. I think Real Madrid might be just testing the water, but I will keep you posted on that. He is a very good player in a defensive midfield position. And then it begs the question of what kind of formation we're going to play that allows for him and Declan Rice together with Kai Havertz. At the moment, it's very much looking like the midfield is Kai Havertz, Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice. And I'm really excited by that. But I would quite like to see Emil Smith-Rowe get in ahead of Kai Havertz just to start with, just to see if he's got what it takes, because I really believe in him. Unconfirmed reports, but growing speculation that Thomas Partey has been given a green light to leave. He's apparently turned down interest from Saudi Arabia, but interest from Juventus is very strong. Figure thought to be somewhere around 15 to 17 million pounds, which, look, I get it. You know, we signed him 3 years ago for 45 million. It represents a big loss. He is a strong player. Most of last season, he was one of our best players. He was one of the best players in the league. Something has clearly happened there. He lost his form quite dramatically. Good chance he was carrying injuries. He has a year left after this season. But I think the thing that cannot be ignored here is that we've just signed Declan Rice on £250,000 a week. Thomas Partey's on £200,000 a week. Being able to take that off your books is going to make a massive difference to our income and outgoings, and possibly frees up opportunities to move other players in as well. There is, I think, the Tchouaméni rumour is less likely than the Lavia rumour, and I think that one makes a lot of sense. He's a young player under the guidance of a coach like Mikel Arteta and his coaching staff. Romeo Lavia could be one to watch for the future, possibly a loan in there as well. But leaving the best till last, and I think the best news of the day so far is that Ethan Nwaneri, one of the brightest stars out of the Hale End Academy, has signed scholarship terms with Arsenal. For months, the speculation has been that he's had his head turned by Chelsea or Man City, who are very keen to take him away. He has today committed his 1 year scholarship to Arsenal, and it's been said that he has also agreed pro terms will follow that when he's 17 and able to sign as a professional contract. Incredibly exciting, talented, two-footed attacking midfielder. Considered one of the bright prospects, and given a minute of Premier League to make him the youngest Premier League player so far. I think this is, along with us signing Declan Rice, I think this is just a sign that players are attracted to the project at Arsenal and that they have belief in what we're trying to achieve. I think as a fan base, we're feeling that, but it's great to see that the players are feeling that as well. It was a year ago that Omari Hutchison left to the other way. Now, there is a difference between Omari Hutchison in that he had originally been a Chelsea player, so he went back to Chelsea instead of signing his scholarship terms with us. It really doesn't seem to have worked out for him, and increasingly I think we can point to the apocryphal tale of players like this who, when they leave Arsenal for the money they get at Chelsea, there's just no path into the first team for them. Clearly Edu and Arteta and so many people have been, including, I'm sure, Jack Wilshere, have been really working with Nwaneri to convince him there is a cogent route to the first team for him. And I really hope to see him in some games, maybe not the season to come, but over the next few years. It's a great time to be at Arsenal. There's very little bad news, touch wood. And all of the signs point to we will have a strong season ahead. There are still obviously signings that we need to make and confirm. There's no news on Jurrien Timber, but that looks like it's close to done. As I said earlier, there is a live stream tonight where Sean and I will be talking about all things Arsenal and ready to answer any questions you might have or you want discussion points you want to raise. So I hope to see you then. Don't hesitate to get involved. Leave a comment, hit like and subscribe. Be lucky and lots of love.